What are the best agencies for building executive thought leadership? When executives talk about thought leadership, most of them are talking about visibility. This might be a book, it might be interviews or some type of PR, maybe even a fancy branding package. But there's a difference between visibility and actual thought leadership. Too many agencies sell appearance without delivering any actual authority. In this episode, we're going to break down what true thought leadership actually is, why most agencies are missing the mark, what your company should actually look for in an agency, and I'll actually give you the exact questions that you should ask before paying any of them a dime. Let's dive right in. So item number one, what is thought leadership? How do we define it here? Well, I'm not talking about just being seen, but when people are searching for your expertise, do they find you at the top? So what about if they're searching on Google? Do they find you ranking at the top? What about ChatGPT? Is ChatGPT mentioning you every single time? Or what about on YouTube? Are you ranking at the top for that topic? True thought leadership means you are the number one authority in your entire niche. When people have conversations about it, they're referencing you and your content. And the way that you generate leads is through inbound marketing, meaning people who've never heard of you before but need your help. They're asking questions on your expertise. Well, of course, they find you and they become leads in your business. So hopefully you can see the vision that it's more than just a logo or your branding colors or even a book that you publish. So what most agencies deliver is all about the branding and looking like a thought leader. They can do a lot of things in the realm of PR and visibility and branding and logo design and making your website look amazing and the right photography, but they don't actually have any systems in place to build authority or to build trust with your dream clients. So they sell the appearance, but they don't have any system for positioning. Like, how are people gonna see all these great tools? And they'll look at executive leadership and thought leadership similar to influencer marketing. Now, I'm not talking about real influence, but I'm talking about like a social media influencer. They'll look at it like that, like somebody that just has millions of subscribers, but not expertise in anything. I mean, just because somebody's a celebrity, let's say they start in a Star Wars movie or some popular show, would you see that person as an executive that really knows how to run a company or knows how to make change happen? Also, agencies don't measure whether you're being found. They just analyze the branding and see if the branding is done right and if you check all their boxes as far as all the ingredients you need to look good. But in my experience, it's extremely valuable if you can measure if your thought leadership is growing. All right, let me take you behind the scenes and I'm gonna show you a spreadsheet here. Now the spreadsheet tells a lot, and coincidentally, in the other room, Reagan Archibald, who I'm gonna show you his data here, he's actually filming today. He's here and we're filming 20 episodes for his YouTube channel. So take a look at this. He is an expert on peptides. I'm not. So I don't know a lot of this. I don't know what tesamorelin is. And on April 22nd of 2025, you see that he had no ranking. These no's here mean that if you typed in any of these questions on YouTube, his videos were not showing up. But you see by May 28th, he had a little bit. He had 3 that were showing up. I give a yes a score of 1 and I give a starting a score of 0.25. Yes means he ranks at the top without having to scroll down. Starting means you have to scroll down, but we find in the top 20. Okay, so that's what this spreadsheet shows. By June, he had a score of 6.75, then a score of 7.75 in August. By September, a score of 22. Then by November, just a month ago from this filming, a score of 36, and then just a couple weeks ago, a score of 40. So this is how you can measure thought leadership and actually give it quantity. Like, okay, I'm a thought leader for this many searches, now this many, now this many. Now I dominate the entire niche. So if you're looking at an agency to help you build your thought leadership, what should you look for? Or what results should this agency get for you? Well, you want to make sure that this agency can put you in the top of search results for the questions that your dream clients are asking. Is there a way that this agency can make sure that your thought leadership content can be found at the top of YouTube? And is it found on Google? Does it show up in ChatGPT? And does this agency create the type of content that builds a relationship first before there's any selling that's done? Because instead of pushing promos out there that catch people off guard, that interrupt them when they're watching something else and cause people to put up their defenses, do they create content that builds a relationship of trust and then leads people to want to come to your website and look at your promotional material, such as your videos and your product pages and they reach out to you and schedule an appointment wanting to know how they can work with you. Another way to look at this is, does the agency just give you media appearances, or do they position you in a place where people are searching for you and you can own that space? So let's get a little bit more granular. When you're looking at an agency, define what their metrics are. What does thought leadership mean to that company? So if they're going to build you as a thought leader, what does that actually look like to them? How do they define that? Do they talk about ranking? Do they talk about search visibility? Do they talk about any citations from AI? Do they talk about inbound marketing? Do they have anything to measure lead generation, or do they have anything to measure ranking? Another thing that you want to make a distinction of is, do they help you be seen, or do they have you be seen by the right people? Because somebody might be able to put you on stage during a halftime show of a football game, and now you're going to be seen by 60 or 80,000 people, but then another company might be able to have you be seen by 80,000 people who are interested in your subject, not just the halftime show, like 80,000 people who see you as the main event. Does this company know the difference between AEO and GEO? You may not even know what those are, answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization. If that company doesn't know the difference, because the differences are drastic, then you might want to look for another one. Also, is the content that they're creating based on generic content? Is it AI created content? Or is it based on your experience and your specific answers? Is it based on your biases? Now, here's a very important question. Ask them if they can show you case studies of real clients. What you want to look for is real authority positioning, not just somebody who looks the part, but somebody who is ranking at the top of Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT. Somebody who's getting more traction, who the world sees as an authority, because you might look the part, but no one even knows that you exist. No one even sees you. And you'll want to find out, like, what role does the executive actually play in this whole strategy? Now, pay attention to what they ask of you. Do they just ask for photos? Do they just want a bio paragraph? Or are they really asking questions about your expertise? Are they asking for stories and experiences that you can share? Now, I personally work with a lot of businesses and I help them build their thought leadership, but I really want you to understand my strategy first. So I'm going to invite you to a webinar. I don't sell in the webinar, but I just teach you the strategy, and you'll be able to really see how this works. You'll really know how to position yourself online so that you can become a thought leader. In fact, the go-to authority in your space. You'll see a lot of examples. In fact, one example I'll show you is Stan the annuity man. Now, he's an annuity agent, but he wanted to become America's #1 annuity agent, and guess what? This strategy put him there. He's now America's #1 annuity agent by 4 times, and more than just an annuity agent, he's seen as a thought leader in the annuity space. The strategy I teach is called the LEAF strategy, so that's the name of the webinar. Go to theleafstrategy.com, leaf as in leaves on a tree. Go to theleafstrategy.com, and I'll see you there.